like being out there and kind of being in charge of that unit? I know that you were able to call the defense in the bowl game, but I mean, just kind of leading the group in spring practice. Man, what's that been like for you?
Oh, it's been a lot of fun. I mean, anytime you're out there with the guy, anytime we're on the grass, those guys flying around, it's a lot of fun no matter what position you're in. I mean, I enjoyed coaching football, I enjoyed playing football when I was able to, so all of it's fun to me.
How much has it helped having guys like Buki and Jaden who have been around, to kind of help you with some of the newcomers?
Yeah, after Tuesday's practice, I kind of said this to him. I said, the fact of the matter is, if the guy in the back of the line, right, or the back of the room is echoing the same message as the coach or whoever in the front of the room, that's when you actually get, everybody says culture, that's when you actually get things going in the right direction. And obviously those guys, are very, very important in that.
I know it's early, but what have you seen from the safeties? Obviously a lot of new faces there, and I think Sean's you moved Marcus back there, but Sean and Marcus about the only ones familiar faces back there.
Yeah, I think they've done a good job so far adapting and learning. I mean, there's a long ways to go, obviously, but we've thrown quite a bit at them. And I told Chris Keys, here starting the warm-up today, you're on the accelerated learning program here. We can't take our time with you. We got to go. And so the challenge is how quick can they get caught up so that their natural abilities show and they can play with a little bit more, free-minded, I guess.
Spent a lot of time under Zach Arnett, but this is a program being led by him now after it was led by Mike Leach. I mean, do you feel any difference in how things are being operated? Or, I mean, just what's that been like the first couple of months, I guess?
Oh, I think always there's differences, right? Because you've got a different personality of head coach, and so now it's probably less different for me in the defensive side as far as players and coaches, because like I said, somebody asked me this a while back, he's essentially been the head coach of the defense because of how Coach Leach allowed the operation to be ran with him, right? So now it just permeates throughout the entire organization.
What's your thoughts on him and how the job he's done so far running a program for the first time?
Yeah, great job. I mean, just like he did as a defensive coordinator. He come in and he made a smooth transition to that, took to it, and hey, has a plan as a head football coach, just like he had a plan as a defensive coordinator, and he's working to execute it every day. So,
what's your thoughts on his policy of making the newcomers earn their jersey number?
Yeah, I just think anything worth getting is worth earning, right? Putting hard work into it. So anytime you can eradicate entitlement, it's a good thing, especially in today's age of the recruiting process being all about entitlement. So very, 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 very supportive of that policy.
Back to the secondary, and like I said, you brought in a lot of transfers from cornerback and safety. How hard is that transition for them, even though some of them are young and had been in programs a while, but how hard is that transition for them just to get used to a different practice routine from what they're used to, whether it be at Miami or Kentucky or Indiana? Is there a learning curve there with just a simple practice routine for them?
Probably a little bit, but I think some of that can be overblown. I mean, once you get on the field, if you're doing team, you're doing team no matter if you're here in Miami. If you're competing in a tackling drill or a one-on-one coverage drill, it doesn't really matter where you're doing that. Now that it's more about the fundamentals you're being taught and the verbiage probably, But as far as once you get on the field, I don't think that's a huge difference.
So transition for Arnett, but also for you, how has he been able to support you in your new role?
Oh, he's always going to be a defensive head coach, right? So he's going to be involved, and we've always had a good relationship going through different things. So there's all kinds of support there, all kinds of, I can lean on him in different ways. So that's been a smooth transition.
Kind of tough for Isaac Smith, an early high school graduate, gets a chance to come in early, but has to miss. Looks like he's going to miss the spring with an injury. What are you doing with him right now? Like, what's the focus for him? And can you do some different things other than just getting him out on the field?
He just got to learn best he can through other people's reps, and he'll do that. And he's a smart kid. He's a competitor. He's a gym rat type guy, personality-wise. So I feel very confident Isaac will come out of it and make the most out of the situation.
How much does it help your defense, too, adding a guy like Mike Wright that adds that running dimension that they have to account for when they're on the field?
Yeah, I would say two things. I think Mike Wright, number one, because of the running ability, the scramble ability. I mean, think about all these quarterbacks we're about to face on the schedule. All of them are versatile. When the play breaks down, sometimes they're more problematic than when they stand in the pocket, right? So that's the first thing. And then number two, just with Coach Barbay's offense and the different things we see from them, motion shifts, tight ends, just all those things. It definitely adds to getting live reps good on good against the things we see in season.